Last time on Create One Block, we made an infinite lava source that we then used to feed 12 steam engines to produce over 1 million stress units total. And in this episode, we are going to be finally making a mob farm that isn't absolutely hideous, and it's going to be insanely efficient. We're also going to finally get good tools with mending on all of them, so that I don't have to keep walking around with iron axes. So welcome back to another episode on Create One Block. This thing has been working great for a little bit of time, and I think now I actually have enough resources to turn on our remaining steam engines. So let's try to do it. I think I've done the math, and I have enough copper. I have AFK'd for a lot of hours to get all the copper for this, which may mean we don't need to do copper as soon as I initially anticipated. And just for context, in the last episode I was saying we need to up our copper game a lot, but in the last little bit we've actually gotten quite a bit copper ingots, so maybe we're okay. Maybe I was overreacting, I have no idea. But when I'm putting this together, let's talk about the plans for this episode. As you can see in my inventory right now, I have some tools that are very close to dead, and I'm back to using an iron axe because my diamond axe is at like what, 5 durability or something insane, which usually means that I put mending on something and it heals it. And I have a mending villager. He is right here in his beautiful home. It's mending pretty cheap, 28 emeralds. I can get 1 billion emeralds with our paper trade, so mending isn't really a problem. The real problem is, what in the world do I do once I have mending? Because I don't have an XP thing. Like, I get mending and then what? I sit and be sad? I guess so, because there's nothing else I can use. So in this episode, I am going to make an XP farm. I want it to be so overpowered. I want it to be the sickest XP farm you've ever seen in your life. And that's probably actually going to require some, maybe even a lot of research in a creative world, which will be the first time we're doing this. Obviously, the plan for the XP farm, goated experience and stuff. I want to also have a toggle switch for when I'm not there. A deployer or something else will auto kill the mobs so that I still get the items, so that it doesn't require me to actually use them. Oop, that's too high. Did I miss one? Oh no. This is the last one. Oh, epic. I apparently made way too many fluid tanks. That's okay. But the deployer killing station should be relatively easy. We'll just need to add that into pretty much the ending bit. But holy cow, those are all in. That didn't take too long at all. It looks way more epic and symmetrical from up top. I'm loving it. Let's see how many stress units we can physically generate and how many we have remaining. 1.7 mil. Oh my goodness. We have more than 1.5 mil remaining. We're using 0% of our stress units. This would be a fully drawn in box if we were using any percent at all, but this display board is not big enough to tell us how much we're using. What a start to the episode. Moving on to the plan. So I was already talking about it briefly. I don't know where I want to put it. I think at a minimum, it needs to be low in the world so that mobs are more likely to spawn. I think that's still the case. It was the case, at least before the 1.18 update. I'm assuming it's still the same thing, but I'll look it up. Our rates should be really good, but I'm picturing, I don't know if you remember Enderman farms where, let's say the Enderman spawn in this platform here. They go up a set of stairs and then drop down into a little area where you kill them here. It is supposed to be better since they spawn really low to the ground, get over to here really quickly, and then you just 3-hit them with sweeping edge. So it's quicker than the normal big platform drop down fall, take fall damage one, but it still does a lot of stuff. I'm thinking we do something similar where we have a spawning platform for mobs, fans that push them towards where we want them to go, maybe even a drop chute, just not a super long one. And then we use dripstone at the bottom to make sure they take a lot of damage. And then I need to figure out how to collect items, because that one I'm still not 100% on. But I think let's hop into a creative world. Let's get a mock-up of what I want our mob farm to be like, and then we can get to seeing if it works at all. Over in a creative copy of the world now, I'm thinking we want to build our mob farm over in this area, regardless of if it's level with where we are or if it's at the bottom of the world. And that's because it's near enough to our storage system, and it's kind of opposite our passive mobs. So it makes sense, at least in my mind, that the passive and hostile mobs are kind of next to each other. We could also just cut off a pathway going that way and have our mob farm be right there. A little bit of a progress update. I've added in this kind of circle thing. I think it'll work well. I've also started adding in an initial attempt at the falling system with the dripstone at the bottom. With this, we can cut our drop distance down to 10 blocks. And then I thought of something I maybe should have thought of before, and it's that being 10 blocks away from where mobs are spawning will just mean they won't spawn. And that's because mobs need, I think it's 20 blocks away from the player to be able to spawn. So this setup is kind of stupid. So I'm changing it up. I'm thinking we go back to our initial design, where let's pretend that this is the ground floor here. I want our mobs to spawn on this platform here, and then just get pushed over sideways 20 blocks away to where I can then kill them. I'm thinking we do that because I'm pretty sure it'll be faster than the drop shoot method, and more importantly, it'll look way less ugly in our incredibly flat but wide and spread out base. So that's kind of the main thought. And I have done just that. This is, I guess, the first and maybe final draft, because it's actually working really well, of our system here. I think I can actually remove these two fans over here. Let me walk you through everything that I've done, because it is a bit of a time jump and a lot of just troubleshooting with trial and error. But this is the inside of the spawning area. I have turned off gamma. Obviously, it's going to be fully dark in here. But just so you can see, we have fans over on the side that pushes all of the mobs to the center. We have trapdoors in the middle to prevent the fans from blowing the mobs over to the other side. And then our mobs go down through to this area. Before we do that, though, you can see we have a bunch of carpets everywhere, and that's to prevent spider spawning, because they will just cramp up in like one of these corners and prevent mobs from getting through properly. So unfortunately, this is a spiderless design, but honestly, the only thing I'm missing out on is spider eyes, since we can get string from crushing wool. The other issue with fans is when they're far away, they do push them slower, but it is still pretty fast, all things considered. And the final thing is that we need this to be 2.5 blocks tall, so that tall mobs like skeletons and zombies that are pretty much exactly 2 blocks tall can get over these carpets without getting stuck there. So those are all the things that I added, and then we have our long chute going all the way over here, where we have this killing and pulling and item pickup system. In here we have our killing chamber and a pulling chamber with fans. So two things, our drills are not a full block, they're about 1.5 blocks, so like a wall. And if we just had mobs landing here, they wouldn't do anything. So we need to pull them with the encased fans that are above, so that the drills can actually kill them. I had thought about putting fans over on this side, but there's not really a good way to do it. So unfortunately, the fans have to go above, which prevents any 1 block tall mobs like baby zombies from actually getting pulled. So they're gonna AFK here at all times. I've also thrown in a clutch system with a lever could turn it off if we so desire. Okay, well, we could turn this off and it'll turn off our drills and killing system in case I want to kill them manually. It should be really easy. So we could just go here and swing around and stuff. I have infinite strength. These guys are all HP, all full HP, but I have infinite strength. And as soon as we turn that on, they'll all die pretty much immediately, which is really good. Our end collection system are some hopper minecarts. Usually they're going to be pretty all right at keeping up with stuff. We have hoppers underneath to pull out the items, and then chutes below them just because I wanted to get them out. But we could do a belt system leading over there, or an item vault that hooks up to our packages. Really anything that we wish. But I think that's enough creative work and talking. I think we just get back to survival and start building out, I guess, the framework for this. So let's get back to our survival world. Back over in survival now, I'm gonna start building out our little platform here that we are gonna be using. I'm hoping that it'll look symmetrical-ish with the rest of the build. I had to scoot it over quite a bit this way since our spawning platform for our mobs is going to be, I think, pretty close to 20 over on this side, 2 in the middle, and 20 over on this side. And I just wanted to give it space for our storage system and stuff so that it doesn't look too cramped. That might have been a bad idea. I suppose we'll see in a little bit once we get this rolling. And I'm also going to be building this out of spruce so that it matches properly with our spruce pillars that we're going to be doing in the center. And I honestly haven't used spruce at all yet, so I just kind of just wanted to do it, and it looks so much better than whatever oak is, honestly. So it's kind of just worth it in my opinion. So let's build this out. Okay, there we go. We've back to the start. I think that's a circle. Yeah. All right. Well, let's fill this in. I'm going to be doing a mixture of a bunch of different things. So I'm going to do spruce barrels, strip spruce, and spruce logs, just to give it a little bit of a class and funness to it, a little bit of variation. This is probably the most common floor that you've ever seen in your whole life, but it looks so good every time, so I don't even feel bad for using it. I am totally going to need a new axe, though, because, oh boy, this guy is on 2 durability. Oh boy. Let's break it, and then we can get to a quick speed placement session. There we go. Let's place in the rest of the circle. Our circle is now no longer hollow. This is incredible news. I've also laid out the center, and you are gonna kill me since it's not perfectly symmetrical, since this is an even block square and we only need it 1 block deep. So we're pushing it back just a little bit technically, but it's fine. In the middle here, this is where our mobs are going to be. These 2 spruce logs are gonna be where our hopper minecarts are for item collection. I think we do that next. But before we do that, let's map out where everything else is going to be. So this barrel is going to be where our drills are, and then our fans are going to be on top of it. Then our mobs are going to be coming in from the backside over here. We're going to get in our belts and stuff, rolling this way kind of, and we should see all of our mobs right here. I think that's going to be a good plan. Let's get all the materials for item collection underneath here so that once we get that in, we shouldn't need to worry about it. I have gathered a few more materials, and now we should have everything to do the item collection for this little area. So first, let me get in a chain conveyor, and that can connect up over to there for now because I don't know where our stuff is going to go. So I first need to get in our item vault, which is going to go below the ground here. So it's a good thing I have some water. I haven't really thought of how we're going to do this. So the first step, hoppers are going to go on this block here. We're going to have, here, let's do this. Oh, so scary. Oh, so scary. Hoppers like this. Okay, killer. Wait, no, hoppers don't go like that. Oh, please pick them up. Okay. That's 1. Hoppers on these blocks like so. We then need our chutes below them, and then I can get in our item vault. Okay. Oh, why is swimming in water so hard? Okay, that is now in, and then we can get in our item vaults below it. Perfect. I am going to try my best to make this a 3x3 item vault. It's of course going to be off center because what in the world else would a Kindle bubbling up video do if I weren't pissing off the people that have OCD? So we now have a 3x3 vault. I suppose if I extend this by 1, that may be all we need for a item vault storage. Because then we can get a packager here. We can get a pulse timer going into that for every like 20 seconds or whatever. And then we can have our frog port right there. All we need to do now is bring this bad boy. Let's just pop our here, throw this on top, hope that it won't get in the way of the rest of the mob farm, and then connect up our frog port to it. Too far away. I'm gonna die. Okay, what do we do? I guess we just drop it down height-wise. I'm worried that this is gonna look stupid. Why does it look so short? Okay, that's fine, I guess. We'll throw this here. This will be send only, and then we'll be good. So that should be item collection. I forgot to get some rails, but then we can put our mine carts there. Let's just throw in an example block, and we should see that go into our item vault. Yep. Okay, so we have a spruce slab in there. That's working great. We'll get in our hopper minecarts later. We can have you cover this back up, become safety. I can walk on this and it's not too scary. Sure. I think that's fine. Now that we have this in, let's get in our drills and fanned pulling system. Our drills are going to go right here. We're going to need to connect this up to some encased chain drives, which will then connect up to more encased chain drives. I can't even get up there, which will go upward into a clutch and stuff that I don't have right now. I've also grabbed a pulse timer for us. Let me break this again. Pulse timer. Drop it to 20 seconds, that's probably fine. If we need it, we can change it. I don't expect that we will. Okay, we can also get in our hopper minecarts now. I made some rails for us. Those can go right there. I shouldn't be able to bump these at all, so they can just stay like that and they'll work great. And then above these encased chain drives, 1 block back from the fans, since these take up a full block, we're gonna be, or 1 block back from the drills, since these are gonna be a full block wide instead of half a block, we're gonna put our encased fans. These are going to, over here, connect up with a clutch to our drills to prevent the drills from killing them once we want to turn that off. And then over on the other side, it's going to connect up to the rest of the farm. Okay, I've connected up, yep, the fans. And if we jump up here, we can see them pulling already. Awesome. Now, I think that's all we need to do for our collection system. I still need the clutch, but otherwise we're good to go. Now I suppose let's build the actual containment area for these mobs. What we know so far, I don't really know if I want it to be stone flavored or if I want to keep it wood. My guess is maybe a combination of both, like what we had in our creative world. So I'm gonna try it. We'll see how it goes. If I'm remembering correctly, we had our belts here that still need to be connected to power, but that'll be easy to do. Belts here going this way. Our mobs needed to be, I think, exactly 2 blocks above. Let me go. I can't go. As I was saying, they need to be 2 blocks above, and then we have a slab up on this block height-wise, but like on the top of this block. I think that's what we did, which means, yeah, this is the height that we want it to be. Perfect. We can remove you, and then we have something that looks like this. I think that works. I won't be able to do the same thing on this side because, I mean, our frog port's right here, but also we have our clutch. Actually, I don't think there's a reason why I can't. Yeah, let's try it. We'll if it starts breaking things, I can remove it, but I don't think it will. I'm pretty sure our frog port can go through blocks. We can have our lever for the clutch on our spruce log here. It'll power the clutch. It shouldn't power anything else. So I think it'll actually work really well. And then we have all 4 of our pillars. Let's see how that looks. I think it might be, no, it's good. I was thinking it might be too much wood. I think it actually works really, really well. I do like the thought of a lot of, oop, these are one shorter than they need to be. I do like the fact that we're gonna be using stone for the remainder-ish of it. I think that'll help a lot. And the good news, our floor is made of storage, so we could just put our stuff in here and then come back to it when I remember totally that it's here. Let's try not to forget that. So now let's get in our stony bits. I'm going to be doing mostly stone, cobblestone, and andesite, but I'm also going to be throwing in the occasional bit of tough bricks and stuff, just because it'll add a little bit of detail and fun stuff like we have over in the hole. I'm not going to have as much tough as we have here, but it's going to be a little bit at least. So let's get in some stone bits. I think actually that's fine because we're going to have killing areas on every side over here. Now I'm going to be using our chiseled tough brick because I think it looks super nice. And we are going to go 20 blocks away total from, yeah, I think it makes sense from like this spot here. So 20 of these chiseled tough bricks this way. And that is, again, just as a reminder, so that we can spawn our mobs. They need to be 20 blocks away from the player in order to spawn. I'm actually stupid. It's 24 blocks. Good thing I Googled that. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8. That is 24 blocks away. And now I've put it on the other side as well. Now from here, we are going outward 17 blocks from this spot here. So this is 1, 2. And these are going to be our spawning platforms. I got to go to bed ASAP or a ton of mobs are going to spawn in these chiseled tough bricks. I don't think I'm going to be quick enough. Oh, I got to move my bed, dude. It's so far away. Did I make it? It looks like I did. It looks like we're good. Okay. Thank goodness. Already, this is looking menacing. This spawning area and the killing chamber is way crazier than I thought it would look. And now we have to do this on the other side as well. So let's do just a quick speed up of building out the perimeter, building out the flooring of this. And then we can get to the fun stuff of putting in all of our fans and belts and all that. We have a platform now. Let me extend our belt here. These are going to be pushing our mobs over this way. And then over on the sides here, we're going to get our encased fans in. I am first going to do our encased chain drives so that they face the right way. And then our encased fans are going to be flush with the wall, which is where the tough blocks here, the tough bricks are going to kind of be outlining. I think this should be exactly 20 across. I should have plenty of encased fans. And the reason I'm doing encased fans instead of just belts everywhere is because mobs do not spawn on belts. That would make any mob farm just trivially easy. That's a incredibly difficult set of words to say. I can't believe it took that many tries, but a trivially easy mob farm if we were able to use belts the whole way. So I'm kind of glad that we can't. And I'm actually thinking I use the encased chain, no, the belt belts, those things, the belt doohickeys, to power these things instead of just routing a redstone line to it. So we could put that on top over here, do the same thing over on this side, and I think it'll work great. Probably a good time now to check to make sure everything is spinning the right way. So how do I connect it up? I need a chain thingy. So let's connect you up. We already know our fans are spinning the correct direction. I don't have anything yet for our belts. Okay, no worries. That should be literally this easy. Is this going the right way? Of course it isn't. Okay, there we go. I've connected it up with the other side now. I think that'll look pretty good. And now we can go all the way along here and see that all of that is spinning. I now have the ability to get in our chain conveyors for these fans here. I suspect they're not going to be long enough to just straight up connect to that. So let's also throw one. Ooh, it'll have to be probably at the top. So 1, 2, and then we're going to do top slab. So it needs to be 3 high. 3, and then we have our top slabs at this block like that. Okay, so we can get in our chain conveyors here. Let's connect this up on either side. And there we go. Okay, those are both pushing inward. We got to get our trapdoors in the center here. And then I think our mob collection and everything like that is done. Oh, this is actually so difficult to try to control. Okay, that's all of them. Cool, we can head back over this way, and let's quickly go to sleep because I don't have a mob killing system in yet, and if mobs start spawning, they will all fly towards me immediately. Now with all of the tech working on this thing, I've turned it off just briefly so I can stand here in peace. Let's get in the walls, and then I'll connect it up, and then we can get in the ceilings, and I think this will just all be working. But we can now get into, I guess, just a quick little time lapse. I usually don't do these because replay mod keeps breaking, but I'm hoping that it won't. So let's get into a quick time lapse, and then we can see what the walls look like at the end. Uh-oh. How did you spawn so quick? It was nighttime for like 10 seconds. Okay, maybe we hook up the drills now, because I don't want to deal with them. This thing is now armed and incredibly dangerous. Oh boy. Okay, well the good news is that I'm not going to get blown up by this creeper because the second he sees me, he is getting yoinked to the end of the world. We are basically done. Oh, well, we're done the walls. Let's get this guy to go. Yeah, there we go. Did the spider despawn? It looks like he did. Perfect. Let's unarm this stuff so that I don't perish when I'm trying to build a roof. Because there's one part that I totally forgot about for the floor, and I want to do that before we put in the roof. And honestly, thank God that some of these guys spawned because I would not have thought about it otherwise. We need a bunch of carpets. Where is my crafting table? Uh-oh, where'd I put it? In my inventory. I also don't need it. I just need carpets. The carpet situation is to prevent spiders from spawning. It shouldn't be too difficult. We just need to prevent a 3x3 area of spawning. So we just do a carpet every 2 blocks. And then we go diagonally 1 upward, skip a block, and then do the next one there. So really easy to do. We just have to do it a bunch of times. There we go, and with those carpets in, you can see there's no 3x3 area ever for spiders to spawn in. So then we just need to duplicate this over on the other side here, and then we'll be good. There we go, carpets in, let's get in the roof. I think I can also connect up these bad boys, and then I think we're done. We'll at least be able to test it, and if it is broken, oopsies. It is getting nighttime. I suspect things are going to start spawning. I'm kind of just hoping they don't spawn on the roof. I don't have any more food, so if I get shot by a skeleton or something, I very may well not be able to heal enough and die. So let's hope the farm is gonna work. Oh, there's our first set. And there they go. The very first automatically harvested. I think those items already got picked up. Let's see if it sends out a package, and let's not get sniped by something. I think it will send out a package. We'll see once we get over there. Yeah, this is working. That's our first package being sent out. Oh no, it's going to nowhere right now. Okay, hold on. Okay, 30 minutes. Where is that even going? Nah, like actually, where is that going? It doesn't have an address. Where did that package go? Ah, yep, that's one of the problems. Oh, he's gone, perfect. The creeper did spawn on the roof. Where did that package go? Am I crazy? Okay. We take it, honestly. I think this can probably go in our farm storage over here. I just need to grab a sign. And the farm storage is getting halfway full. That is probably also something that we're going to need to put an overflow cap on. I think we have about 30,000 bamboo, so that is almost certainly the issue. All right, that is set. Drop that back down to 20. That should send it out. And we should see it get picked up by our farm storage. There it is. Okay, well, let's finish off the rest of this roof, and then we can see how fast this farm actually is. And there we go. Roof is put in. I gotta get a torch in the middle here. I've already heard a bunch of mobs dying, but let's test it out for real this time, as far away as we can physically be. This should be our killing spot. We should be perfectly safe here, all things considered. Holy cow, stuff is dying so quick. Huh. It's actually rapid. The reason I went with drills, I didn't mention this instead of something like a deployer, is because deployers, at least in this version, I don't think drop XP orbs. I think you need enchantment industries for that. At least when I was doing this in creative, they didn't drop it. And mending doesn't work since, again, we're not using create enchantment industries. If you're building this type of thing, if you have create enchantment industries, I would totally use deployers instead of drills because they're just better in every way. They can do sweeping edge, they can do a billion things. But for us, deployers or drills work really well. But I'm thinking we get in our clutch system. How is the best way to do this? Probably this block. So I can remove you, put you in, and then we have our on and off switch. There we go. So now we can manually kill them for that beautiful, beautiful XP. It is plenty fast for what we need, I think, especially once we get started up with the sweeping edge. Yeah, this is gonna work great. And once I get a better sword, I'll be able to do way more damage. I think that was thorns. I think I'm okay. Yeah, it's thorns. Oh, you know what it is? It's a witch doing potions of harming because that heals them. That makes sense. All right, but that is the farm. We can auto kill. If I hit him once and then kill him, I still get the XP, and I think it's within a few seconds. So that could be a really cool automated way to do it and still AFK there. But I don't need to do that just yet. The other half of this episode is supposed to be us getting good enough gear to kind of justify, I need to sleep, my bed's over there, to kind of justify our diamond gear, which means we probably need an enchantment setup. Of course there's monsters nearby, stupid idiot. As I was saying, we need to get an enchanting setup that isn't just an enchantment table by itself alone in the middle of the pathway. And it probably also gets mending on all of our tools and all that. This setup is going to be a little bit jank. I'm thinking we use enchantments like normal level 30 enchants to get good base enchantments on our tools and stuff, and then we throw on a mending book afterwards. So the things that we're gonna need mostly are just gonna be bookshelves. I'm also gonna want to get a grindstone, and let's grab an anvil as well. And now that we hopefully have all of our things, let's build this thing over here. Oh man, I'm gonna get slewed in the comments for this lack of symmetry, but I'm so sorry. I really do apologize. These mobs killing behind me is so scary to listen to. Let me actually move this over here just so that I don't have to break and replace this torch. What I may be able to do is do like a little corner bookshelf, because then that'll hopefully entail less slander from you all. There we go. Should be relatively easy. What's that? Level 30 enchants. Beautiful. We can get in our grindstone over here, anvil over on this side. Hopefully that's still level 30. Cool. And then I'm just going to get a barrel in the floor here so that we can get our lapis and just throw it in here so that we don't have to continuously remember it. Now that we have our enchanting setup installed, I need to get up to 30 levels, and I'm actually so enthralled with how our kind of automated killing system could work that I just want to try to do it. So the best way for me probably would be to power this block here. There's not a way to do that because I'm pretty confident if I power this over here, that won't do a single thing. Suppose I could power this block. So let's grab some of the temporariest blocks in the game. But my thought process is we have this set to 10 ticks and then a pulse timer every second. This will depower our drills every second, and I just need to be swinging at the correct time for it to work. There we go. We're getting XP. Okay, I'm curious. Is it easier to swing from this direction? It's getting us XP, but honestly, it still kills them too quick. How does it do that? Let's bump this up to 15 seconds. And then this is going to be 25-second intervals. So now we should be able to, at least semi-consistency, get a lot of XP. This is working really well. Let me get some good enchantments and then I'll get back to you once I have this full thing working as expected, and we can probably replace this stupid dirt block with a real one. That didn't take long at all. We have sharpness, looting, unbreaking, efficiency, unbreaking, fortune 3, efficiency 4, unbreaking. Now I think we could just get mending on all of these. I'm plenty happy with how all of these enchantments have turned out, and it really didn't take too long at all. And now the good thing is that I can just kill these guys and have the XP heal my stuff. This is still going to take a little bit. I think if I were to build one of these again, I would probably need to double the amount of spawning spaces, and I suppose we could still do that just by increasing the height of this, and it wouldn't even be that much effort since we would just have a hole in the middle here where our belt would be, and just have them drop into the hole on top of the other belts. For now, I think we're getting plenty of XP. If I ever decide that we don't have enough mob drops for whatever reason, or enough XP per hour, we can always update that. But for now, I'm definitely happy with how this has turned out, and I am very, very happy we finally have renewable tools. That is probably the biggest W of this video. With our tools now healed, I think we're good on this episode, and in doing so, we've made, honestly, a really nice looking mob farm, all things considered. Most of the time, I hate the look of mob farms. I think this one looks actually pretty epic, and I'm kind of stuck on the idea of maybe increasing the height of this just by a full set, just so that we get quicker mob spawning, but we may do that in another episode. For this one though, this was very successful. I'm very pleased with how this turned out. There's a baby zombie that doesn't get drill damage. Very happy with how this turned out. I'm very happy with how our mob farm turned out as well. I think this is the first time any mob farm like this has existed, and I really like how we did the killing chamber, how we did all of the mob spawning and pushing into the center and directing and all that fun stuff. Now let's quickly check our rates to see. I've probably AFK'd this for less than an hour. Let's put all of this in. We, as you saw, already have a stack of a lot of stuff. I bet mob drops 1,000 gunpowder already? 1,000 bones? Oh man. 1,000 arrows. Wow. It's actually real consistent. It's pretty much identical, 1,000 of each. 1,000 gunpowder is crazy. I feel like I have not been doing this for that long of time. I cannot believe it. This episode was very successful. In the next one, we need to up our factory game. Our factory's behind now. Somehow. We haven't worked on it in 4 whatever episodes. We need to work on it. But this was super successful. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. I suppose I'll see you all in the next one. Check out my merch, subscribe, like the video, check out all my other videos. All right, promo done, video done. I'll see you. Peace.